I thought it was a great day for our football team to come back after last week's really second half performance. And, after we challenged them on Monday, I thought the guys responded. I thought they worked hard. I thought they came out with the edge in the first half and played like it, played like a team that was hungry to play for each other and to get a win. And thought we executed very well in the first half. Second half, got a little bit conservative because I told y'all on Monday we might punt it 10 times, and I meant it. I'm still kicking myself for throwing that ball right before the half. I felt if we didn't turn the ball over, we could control the line of scrimmage and win the ball game. And I thought we did that for the most part. Penalties are definitely a concern. I got to go back and look at them. The defense played outstanding, did a great job of setting the edges and gang tackling. Mr. Hill, who's a really good running back, they played hard all night. We had the reserves in there on that one drive, and you hate they scored a touchdown because the defense played today like they wanted to shut somebody out, and we got to learn from it. Like I just told the guys, we're not a perfect football team. There are a lot of warts on this football team, okay, but the thing is, we can still get better. We still got a lot to play for, and especially this week coming up, a group of seniors that have been through a lot, 3 different coaches, and they need to prepare like they want to go out on the right note in their last game at Hughes Stadium. So I expect them to come back and lead this week and do a great job and get ready to play.
Was that about a perfect start? You score on your first 4 possessions, and one of them set up by a turnover. You were not making mistakes.
Yeah, I thought we did a nice job. I thought we were playing with an edge. I thought we had we're coming off the ball and moving them up front. They blitzed a little more than we thought. Maybe worried about if they couldn't stop us without blitzing the ball. But I was determined to come into this game and run the football and try to establish the ground game and punt and play defense if we had to. And, the way we started was nice to get the first touchdown of the drive. I didn't like having to go for it on 4th down on our own territory, but wanted to kind of send a message that we're here. We're gonna play aggressive, but aggressive in the run game. And got the lead, and we held on to the lead. It's like I told them before the game, before we left the hotel, we've led 7 out of 8 games. We're going to lead this game, but we got to finish. And it wasn't pretty for the finish, but we finished. Yes, sir.
How was Jason Owens' situation, and how did you think the other guys responded?
Well, Jason had an injury from the last game and tried to get him ready. I'm not going to talk specifics of the injury. And he practiced a little bit Thursday, but he was just a no-go from the trainers. We thought it would be questionable today to doubtful, but we thought there was an outside chance. And I've been saying all year, Dalen Dawk is the toughest football player on this team. He runs like it. It's probably the first time he's been healthy since who did we play before UTSA? It was Colorado? Yeah, since that game when he had a little hamstring. It's the first time he's been healthy. He's got his confidence back. And he's one tough individual. I told him yesterday, I said, be ready for 30 carries. And I don't know how many did he end up with. 25 carries, and he responded, did a nice job.
How impressed were you with your offensive line and just how they really controlled the line of scrimmage and how it enabled you to really control time of possession?
Yeah, they did an outstanding job, except for the penalties. You get an 89-yard run call back because you go back and block below the waist beyond the ball, which is not smart. And then, some penalties in the second half. It's probably they were doing a lot of slanting and moving to try to stop the run game, and probably we were reaching and grabbing. I got to look at the tape, but they came out. I told Coach Friend and Coach Applewhite and the linemen and the running backs, this game's on you. This game's on you, and those guys responded.
How redeeming was it to see in a performance like this? You talked about just little mistakes, previous games, virtue. This game just playing so sound.
Well, we had mistakes today too, Matt, and I told him, I said, we're going to have mistakes in this game, but we got to play. We got to play the whole game. And if we make a mistake on offense, defense has got to bow their neck and stop them. If defense makes a mistake, we got to answer on offense, and we got to feed off each other. Didn't capitalize on all the turnovers in the second half that I would like to, but it was great to come out and protect the ball except for the one turnover and create turnovers. And I can't say enough about our punter. Said we were going to punt it, and he did his job by flipping the field position over and over again. I think he had one punt that probably wasn't up to his standard. He probably tried to kick it too hard after he kicked that bomb to the 3. But, everybody did their job. Everybody did their assignments, and I can't say enough about the defense, what they did and how they played.
Was there any talk on the sidelines about letting the defense, the starters, finish it out and go for that shot?
No, we need to play more people. I was saying the whole game, I thought we needed to rotate some more people up front because we weren't – the one thing that probably is a little bit disappointed we didn't win is enough one-on-one battles and pass rush with a 4-man rush. I thought he had too much time, and we needed to have some coverage sacks there. He was having to hold the ball. But, we got to play the guys early and get them in there to keep our guys fresh. The bottom line is win the ball game. It would have been nice to have a shutout, and I'm sure the defensive guys wanted that. But those guys deserve to play that were on the field, and they're going to learn from their mistakes and get coached up on Monday about what they did and what good and what they didn't do so well to allow that touchdown drive.
Just in general, how invigorating was this? How energizing was this after last week?
Yeah, it definitely was. I told the guys. Whether we're 3-5, whether we're 8-0, it doesn't matter. You got a chance to compete and you got a chance to play. We're going to continue to do what we do and work hard and come out and get a win and show some. I can't think of the word right now, but to come out and reinforce what we do in practice, to play like it, and we got to continue to do that. We got to continue to be and this is a tough league. This is a blue-collar league. Teams are tough, and we got to match their toughness. And I thought we did today, and we got to build off of it. We got to enjoy this. We got to behave tonight, and then we got to come back tomorrow, get treatment, and get ready to have a great week.
I was going to say a couple of weeks ago after the Air Force game, you guys were having the same feeling, like you answered some questions. What do you do next week as a coaching staff to stress with players? You're not a finished product. You have to continue to.
Well, that's what, we were happy to have the boot, but I stressed that in there. But as the coaches, we got to keep the hammer down. I got to keep the hammer down on our coaches. Coaches got to keep the hammer down on our players, and we got to hold everybody accountable. And it starts with me, and we'll continue to do that on Monday for the rest of the year.
Coach, not only did your team start fast, but in that first drive you had some fast tempo.
Yes.
Were you happy with the tempo, being able to utilize that?
Yeah, I was. Guys were lining up fast. We were trying to, get set and come off the ball. We were running zone plays, whether it was a one-back or a two-back zone plays, and surging them. The backs were doing a nice job of pressing it and then hitting the cutback. And as the game went on, I thought we'd start to cut back too soon because we had some success. But, I talked about playing a little bit more conservative, but I still wanted to play fast. I think we had 40-something plays in the first half because of the tempo. And then we just couldn't match it in the second half because of penalties. They killed us. We should have been able to take that game over and finish it in the third quarter. That was a disappointing thing. But we'll learn from that. We'll coach that up because there's going to be a time when we got to come out and play better in the second half, and that was not the performance we needed offensively. But fortunate enough, the defense kept playing and did an outstanding job.
Is this closer to what you thought this team would be like this season, the way you guys played today, if you just had it going into the year, coming out of fall camp?
Yeah, but it takes time. It takes time to get linemen on the same page, new system. And we weren't perfect today. We kept, we tried to make some adjustments on the sideline, and we weren't able to make them. We talk about it, we draw it up, we go out there, and we mess it up. But that's part of being a team with a new coaches, the terminology, the adjustments, that's what we're working at. But I really believe this, since Utah State, Boise State score didn't indicate it, but this line of scrimmage has gotten better. Boise State, Air Force, San Diego State, this game. We are starting to play like I want us to play up front. They're starting to come together. They're starting to understand what Coach Friend wants and what we need in the running game. The thing that has hurt us in the two losses were the turnovers. And we were able to not turn the ball over but once a day. We were efficient in the passing game. We got to still be a little more balanced offensively. But this was one of those games where I really didn't care what the balance was. We were going to come out of here with a W.
Another good game from Izzy. How much has he progressed just from the beginning of the season until now, and being able to read defenses, being able to get through holes, all that?
Well, Izzy is hard to tackle. He's a big back, but he's still a freshman. He's still learning. But the more reps you get, the more you see. If you press the line of scrimmage, if you understand the blocking schemes, the more the more comfortable you're going to become. And I think he's starting to feel himself. That, hey, I can do this, I can run. Every time I touch the ball, I need to get positive yards. And, we still got to work on making that safety miss. We got him to the safety like 3 times in the first half, and that safety did a great job of getting us on the ground. But he's progressing. It was nice to see him and Dalen do a great job today.
Did you sense an energy from your team, just dancing, having fun?
Well, I think we were just trying to stay into it. It seems like there's – 8,000 TV timeouts and games like drag to me, in this conference right now. I can't kind of figure it out, but we got to stay into the game. We got to stay upbeat, and the guys were, kept telling themselves, defense kept saying, let's keep playing, and the players did a nice job. The players did a nice job of taking ownership. Put it on themselves to stay in the game, get up for every series, no matter what the score is, and really, really proud of the defense and how they played. All right, guys, thanks.